So beta, welcome back. Did we get the answers?
Yes, I've got it.
Okay, matching beta, answers are correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Anybody having any difficulties or doubts coming at any place? Okay, that's great. So no doubts. So shall we move ahead, beta? Move ahead to the X meridian method now.
Yes.
Okay, good. So let's get started with X meridian. Let me set up the presentation. Now, one important concept which I would like to clarify, is the comparison between the intercept method and the long by Cron method. Now, I told you that wherever we use the longitude by chronometer method, it is possible to use the intercept method also. Now, it should be clear in your mind that whichever method you use, whether you use long by Cron or you use intercept, in both the cases, the position line what you are going to obtain will be the same. There will be no difference between the position line. It will be the same. Because of a concept, the concept is that from a single celestial body at a particular time, irrespective of whichever method we use, we can obtain only one single position line. So from a single celestial body at any particular time, we can obtain only a single PL. If we want two different position lines, either we have to use two different bodies, or if we are not having any other body, let us say during daytime, we don't have any other body. At the time of twilight, we have a lot of stars which are available to us. So you can pick up two different bodies to get two PLs. Why we are interested in two PLs? Because two PLs are required to fix the vessel's position. A single PL is not going to fix the vessel's position. So in twilight, a lot of stars are available. We have access to many celestial bodies. But during daytime, it is possible only the sun may be there. Now, in that case, if we have only one single celestial body and you want to obtain two PLs, the only option is to stagger the observation. You take one observation at a particular time, wait for some time for the body to move, and then after some time you take another observation. That is known as a staggered observation, and you will get two different PLs. But at a single time from a single body, we can obtain only a single PL, irrespective of the method which we use. Now, how is that possible? We had different formula for intercept and for long by Cron. How both of them can give us the same PL? Let's try to understand using this diagram. Now, this horizontal line which you see is the dr latitude, labeled here as dr lat. This vertical line which I'm highlighting right now with the laser pointer is the dr longitude. And the delta position which you see here is the dr position. Now there is one more longitude which is given here, highlighted by the laser pointer now. This is the observed longitude. Let's assume we solved a particular question and this is the observed longitude what we obtained. Now using the long by Cron method, we know that the PL is going to pass from dr lat and observe long, that is point Bravo. So we draw the azimuth of the body. This is the azimuth of the body. And perpendicular to the azimuth, the solid black line with arrows on both the sides, you have the position line. So this was using the long by Cron method. Now, if the duty officer had used the intercept method in this particular case, what would have happened is, now for intercept method, the reference position is the dr position. So we will have to start from position D, delta. Now from this delta position, you will have to first plot the intercept. In this case, the intercept is away. So you have the azimuth of the body plotted here. The intercept is away. So you go from the dr position away from the body. The body is in this side. So you go away from the body a distance equal to the intercept, and the ITP which you are going to get will be this point Papa. And this ITP will lie exactly on the long by Cron PL. So from this ITP, if you draw a line perpendicular to the azimuth of the body, you will get the PL again. And you will observe that from both these methods, whether it is long by Cron or the intercept method, the position line obtained will always be same. We cannot have two position lines from a single body at a single time by using two different methods, intercept and long by Cron. That's not possible. So this is the concept or comparison of longitude by chronometer and the intercept method.
So is this clear, beta?
सर इसमें डाउट है ये एक पीएल अलग अलग पीएल है तो
Beta, one by one, tell me your doubt.
सर ये पीएल जो सिंगल ऑब्टेन हुए ये एक बार एक्सप्लेन कर देंगे दोनों मेथड से ये सिंगल ही पीएल आई है क्या
हाँ, exactly beta, that's right. If you see in the diagram, अगर हम long by Cron method use करते हैं, long by Cron uses the dr latitude and the observed longitude. This is our reference position. Bravo will be our reference position if we use long by Cron. And then we draw the azimuth of the body, and perpendicular to it is the PL. So you get the dark black color line as your PL if long by Cron is used. Now if you use intercept, then in intercept we use dr lat and dr long. So our reference position will be delta D. To this reference position you will draw the intercept, which is away in this case. So from the dr position you go away from the body and you get the ITP. The ITP is the Papa point. So once you get the ITP, you will draw a line perpendicular to the azimuth. So you get the dark black line once again. Whether you use long by Cron or you use intercept, the PL obtained remains the same.
ओके
Okay, बेटा?
सर
हाँ बोलो बेटा.
सर तो ये मतलब समझ में नहीं आता था कि ये मॉर्निंग के टाइम में बाय क्रोन और इंटरसेप्ट मतलब आफ्टरनून टाइम में मोस्टली यूज करते हैं सर ये भी एक बार समझा दो प्लीज
Beta, any of the methods can be used. Any of the methods in the morning and in the afternoon. सिर्फ एक रिस्ट्रिक्शन है, वो रिस्ट्रिक्शन ये है that longitude by chronometer should not be used when the body is close to the meridian. Okay, if the body is close to the meridian, then long by chron should not be used. Other than that, you can use any method anywhere.
Close to meridian means, sir, observer's meridian?
Yes, that's right, beta. Close to the observer's meridian. In other words, you can say, if the bearing of the body is close to 000 or 180, in that case, long by chron should not be used. Now, why is that not used in those conditions? That I will explain to you little later. Okay, but other than that, you can use any of the methods anywhere.
ओके सर, क्योंकि वो सर ओरल में मोस्टली हमेशा पूछते हैं मॉर्निंग में व्हाई यू आर प्रेफरिंग दिस लॉन्ग बाय क्रोन एंड नॉट इंटरसेप्ट मेथड, उसके लिए सब पूछा बस।
ओके, उसका रीज़न ये है बेटा, पुराने टाइम में हमारे पास कैलकुलेटर्स नहीं होते थे। सो विद द कैलकुलेटर्स नॉट देयर, अगर हम लॉन्ग बाय क्रोन मेथड को यूज़ करें तो छोटी सी कैलकुलेशन से हम अपनी नोन पोजीशन को फिक्स कर सकते हैं। इंटरसेप्ट अगर यूज़ करें तो कैलकुलेशन थोड़ी लंबी हो जाती है। दैट वाज द ओनली रीज़न दैट वी वर यूजिंग लॉन्ग बाय क्रोन इन द ओल्डन डेज इन द मॉर्निंग टाइम, बट nowadays with the calculators available to us, you can use any of the method now. Okay,
ओके सर, एनी मेथड एनी टाइम एक्सेप्ट जब वो मेरिडियन के पास हो। ओके सर,
yes, that's right. Okay, so shall we move ahead now to the X meridian?
मुझे तो बताते हैं कि शर्म आ रही है, तो खुद ही देख।
Okay, Rajneesh beta, you can mute your mic. Okay, let's move on.
Let's move on to our next method now, which is X meridian. Now, first of all, the meaning of this method, X basically means close. So X meridian basically means that the body is close to the meridian. It could be east of the meridian or west of the meridian, but it is close to the meridian. Now, practically, this X meridian method is not used nowadays. It has almost lost its practical relevance because we have other methods which are available which can be utilized in place of X meridian, like intercept. Intercept can be used in these situations where X meridian is used, and it does not have any restrictions also. X meridian method has some restrictions. It can be only used for a particular amount of time or for a period of time. So we have the better method available to us now, and nowadays we use that. But theoretically, yes, sometimes questions based on X meridian, they drop in the papers. So we should be familiar with the working out of the X meridian site. Let's now go into the method. I will also explain to you the relevance, practical relevance of X meridian, how it is practically actually taken on board, and its comparison to intercept. So for that, let's first understand the procedure of how X meridian method is solved. Let's see the information which is provided to us in the question. They will provide us the date and time. The time could be GMT or chronometer. In case of chronometer, there could be a 12-hour ambiguity, which will be resolved using the AM/PM indication given in the question. The second set of information is they will tell us that the body is close to the meridian or the body is near the meridian. Along with it, we will have the sextant altitude of the body and, as usual, the index error, the error of the instrument, the sextant, and the height of eye provided to us for dip correction. And we will also have the DR position given in these questions. This is the information which is provided, almost similar to what was there in long by Crone or intercept, with only one addition, that a indication is given that the body is close to the meridian or near the meridian. Now, as far as our exam questions are concerned, wherever this indication is given, body is close to the meridian or near the meridian, the paper setter wants you to attempt this question using the X meridian method. So this is the intimation provided to us to denote that X meridian is to be used in these questions. So let's go into the procedure now. The first step is similar to what we have already done. We obtain the almanac information of the body. We get the hourly GHA, apply the increment, apply the V correction increment if required in case of planets and moon, and we get the accurate GHA of the body. We have the DR longitude available to us, and once applied to the accurate GHA, we get the LHA of the body, and this LHA gives us angle P. Now we obtain the hourly declination from the day page. We get the value of hourly decorrection. We check its increment from the increment table, apply it, and that gives us the correct declination, the accurate declination of the body. So this is the first step. Now in the second step, we correct the altitude of the body. The sextant altitude, we apply the index error. If it is on, it is put off, that means negative. If it is off, it is put on, that means positive. Then we apply the dip correction from the height of eye which is provided to us in the questions. And once these two are applied, we get the apparent altitude of the body. Now to this apparent altitude, we apply the total correction, and this gives us the true altitude of the body. Once true altitude is obtained, we can get the true zenith distance of the body, which is 90 minus true altitude. So once you have calculated up to here, you are ready to go into the intercept formula. Let's see the intercept formula. Intercept formula is cos of mzt is equal to cos of tzt plus 1 minus cos p into cos of latitude into cos of declination. Now let us understand the terms one by one. The first term which you see is the meridional zenith distance, that is the mzd. Now before I explain the remaining part, let me explain to you a little bit the relevance of X meridian. I told you that nowadays it is practically redundant, but in the olden days the X meridian method was in use. It was helpful to us, and the reason for that was that at the time of meridian passage, if there is any reason, cause or interruption because of which a Marpas site cannot be obtained. It could be that it was raining at the time of meridian passage, or the sun or the celestial body was covered with clouds. You could not take a sight at that particular instant. Now Marpas is an instant. So if you miss that instant, then the meridian passage sight is not possible. It happens only once in a day for the sun at the noon time. So if you miss that instant, the Marpa site cannot be obtained. Now it was very important in the olden days to get a Marpa site, because our passage calculation, which is also known as day's work, the passage calculation or day's work was based on the noon position, the Marpas position, and we used to calculate the distance traveled, distance made good, engine speed, all these things, the distance remaining, what is the fuel. A noon report was prepared every noon, giving a full summary of the passage for the last one day, and it was sent to all the concerned parties, the owners, the managers, the charterers, all these parties. So if you missed the Marpa side, the day's work calculation will get affected. Nowadays, we are not bothered because we are getting a real-time position from GPS, and the day's work can be easily calculated from 1200 to 1200, whether you take a site or not, whether there are clouds or not, whether there is rain or not. But at the olden times, when GPS satellite positions fixing was not there, this was the only method with which the day's work could be calculated. So in case a Marpa site was missed, the only other option available to us to get the MZD. See, the Marpa site gave us the MZD, meridional zenith distance. Then this MZD was combined with declination to get the observed latitude. So we wanted a way to get the meridional zenith distance in case the Marpa site was missed. And this is why the X-meridian method was used. So we can calculate the MZD, though it is not a Marpa site, it is taken before or after meridian passage. It is not a Marpa site, but still using this we can calculate the MZD, and this MZD can be combined with declination in the same way as was done in a Marpas observation to get the observed latitude. So that was the whole purpose of X meridian. So cos of MZD is equal to cos of TZD, that is the true zenith distance. It has been calculated already from the true altitude of the body, plus 1 minus cos of P. P is available to us. We had calculated the LHA, which gave us the value of P, into cos of latitude into cos of declination. The latitude used is the DR latitude. The declination is available from the almanac. So all the terms on the right hand side are available to us. We put them in the formula. Using the scientific calculator with a single step calculation, we can obtain the MZD. So this is again a very important formula, not to be forgotten. Make sure that you apply this formula correctly. Now, once you get the MZD, you can combine the MZD and the declination exactly in the same way as we did in a Marpas observation, latitude by meridian altitude observation. And once you combine them, we obtain the observed latitude. So exactly in the same way as we had the observed latitude, we get the observed latitude. Now the combining was by giving a name to the MZD. We had done a shortcut method. You first give name to the true altitude. The name to true altitude is the same as the azimuth of the body, in whichever direction the body is, north of the observer or south of the observer, the same name is given to true altitude, and opposite to that is given to TZD as well as MZD. So once the MZD name is there, you have the declination name given in the almanac. Same names you combine. Opposite names you subtract the smaller one from the bigger one and retain the name of the bigger one. It gives you the observed latitude. Now up to here, this was similar to the Marpas observation, but after this there is a difference. The difference is, number one, the observed latitude which we got in a Marpas observation was also the fixed latitude. The observer has to be somewhere on that latitude only. But in this case, the observed latitude is not the fixed latitude. Why not? Because in this case, the azimuth of the body is not exactly north or south. The azimuth is close to north or south, but not exactly north or south. because the body is not on our meridian. The body is close to the meridian. If the body was on the meridian, azimuth will be north or south, and the direction of the PL will be exactly east-west. Anywhere on that PL, you will be on the same latitude. But in this case, the body being not on the meridian, azimuth will not be exactly north-south. Similarly, the PL also will not be running exactly east-west. It will have some different direction, and that is why, depending upon where you are on the PL, the latitude is going to change. I will show you with the diagram also in the next slide. But to remember, the observed latitude, what we get in the X meridian method, is not our fixed latitude. Then how do we use it to obtain the position line of the observer? So for position line, we have to calculate the azimuth of the body. The azimuth, as usual, will give us the direction of the position line, and we will plot that PL on the chart. So for azimuth, we use the ABC method. A is equal to tangent latitude upon tan P. B is equal to tangent declination upon sine of P. We combine both of them to obtain the value of C, and then we use it in the tan azimuth 1 by C into cos lat formula to get the azimuth of the body. Once the azimuth is obtained, we know that the position line is perpendicular to the azimuth of the body. So we have obtained the azimuth and we have obtained the observed latitude. These are the two data items which are required to plot the position line. Once these two are known, we can plot this PL on the chart or in our plot.
So beta, you have the full procedure in front of you now. Let me know if there is doubt in any of the steps anywhere. You can also take a screenshot and keep it safe. It will give you the full process stepwise for calculating AX meridian site.
सर ये फॉर्मूला बता सकते हैं cos mzd वाला कैसे आया एक बार?
ओके बेटा, इसकी डेरिवेशन थोड़ी सी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है एंड नॉट इन आवर सिलेबस एज ऑफ
फिर वो सर वो ना डेक्लिनेशन जैसे ऊपर नीचे होगा तो उसका फिर कोई इसमें इम्पैक्ट नहीं होगा, जैसे वो अपना नीचे हो गया तो प्लस करना पड़ता है वगैरह. जैसे नॉर्मली तो मैं सर कोसाइन फॉर्मूला से ही करता हूँ सारे इंटरसेप्ट लॉन्ग बैकग्राउंड, वो इजीली हो जाते हैं.
ओके बट बेटा एक्स मेरिडियन कोसाइन फार्मूला से नहीं कर पाओगे, बिकॉज अगर कोसाइन फार्मूला से करोगे तो ये इंटरसेप्ट बन जाएगा.
ठीक है सर, ओके ठीक है.
If you do x meridian with cosine formula, it will convert into an intercept calculation. So I would recommend beta, for me it is perfectly fine. If I am checking the paper, I'll give you full marks. But I would recommend कि अगर आपको MMD में close to meridian और near meridian लिखा हुआ मिलता है, then use this formula. Some of the examiner may take it otherwise. They may want to see this calculation only. So in that case, you to avoid losing any marks,
ठीक है सर,
better use this one better.
ठीक है सर, ओके.
Okay. Yeah, other long bicron and intercept, excellent. You can use the cosine formula. You don't need to remember any formula there. So that can be done perfectly all right.
सर ये मरपास वाला और ये एक्सपेरिमेंट के क्वेश्चन में क्या डिफरेंस है सर? उसमें भी नियर द मेरिडियन दिया हुआ था सर एक दो क्वेश्चन में.
नहीं बेटा, उसमें लिखा होगा ऑन द मेरिडियन, इसमें लिखा होगा नियर द मेरिडियन.
ओके सर, ओके.
Okay. The marpas can be used only when the body is exactly on our meridian. That means the azimuth is either 000 or 180. And if you remember, marpas observation में हम azimuth calculate भी नहीं करते हैं. Okay, we don't calculate, we don't use the ABC method there, because we know at the time of marpas the body has to be either north or south. This method, the X meridian, is used when the body is not on the meridian but it is close to it.
ओके सर।
ओके, और बताओ बेटा, और डाउट्स?
तो ये फॉर्मूले में कुछ नहीं आएगा, जैसे अगर डेक्लिनेशन साउथ हो और मतलब लैटिट्यूड नॉर्थ हो तो वो सेम ही रहेगा ना, नॉर्मल वैल्यूज पुट करते फॉर्मूले में?
Yes, beta, yes. There is no plus minus here. The signs are fixed. Whatever is the direction of the latitude or declination does not matter at all. Okay, you
ठीक है
just
सर,
put the
ओके।
values here and you will get the answer.
ठीक है सर, ओके।
Okay. Okay. Shall we move ahead then? I just want to familiarize you with the X meridian tables which are given in the nautical tables, Norris tables. So I want to tell you the concept of X meridian limit. So shall we move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
यस सर।
ठीक है बेटा.
Let's see the X meridian plot in the diagram. Now, the reference position where the X meridian PL is plotted or drawn or passes through is the DR longitude and the observed latitude. So this is the reference position, observed latitude, which we calculated from the Marpas formula, the X meridian formula, and the DR longitude. This is the position from where the PL is going to pass. Now, after plotting these two, we plot the azimuth of the body. The body is close to the meridian, so let's assume our celestial body is here. The direction in which the body is represents the azimuth of the body, and perpendicular to the azimuth is going to be our PL. So the green color line with arrows on both the sides represents the position line or the LOP. Now you can see that the observer or the vessel can be anywhere on this PL, and if it is at any point on this PL, it is possible that the fixed latitude may be different from the observed latitude. Observed latitude just gives you a reference position from where the PL is passing. It does not give you the fixed latitude in this case. So depending upon where you are on this PL, which we will find out when we have a second PL, wherever the second PL crosses it, that will be our fix. So depending upon at which point you are on this PL, the latitude is going to differ from the observed lat. So this is the X meridian plot. Now, one important thing not required right now in these X meridian questions, but the concept should be clear in your mind. It will be used in star identification question. The concept is used in star suitable for sight questions, and may also be asked to you in orals. Now, I told you that this X meridian method is used when the body is close to the meridian. Now, the next doubt which comes to the mind is, how close is close? Somebody could feel if the azimuth of the body is 355, it is close. And somebody would say, no, it's gone far away. The Marpas azimuth should be 000 or 360, it's at 355, it is too much. So how close is close? Or in other words, What decides whether a body can be observed and the site can be solved using the X meridian method at a particular time or not? Now, I also told you that this X meridian method has some restrictions as compared to the intercept method. Intercept method does not have any restrictions at all. It can be used at any time other than the marpas. The X meridian method, on the other hand, has some restriction. It can be used only for a certain period of time. To give you an example, let us say if the meridian passage of the sun was at 1200. Now, for using X meridian, there is a particular band of time, a period of time in which it can be used. Just to give you an example, if that band or period is 15 minutes, so 15 minutes before marpas and 15 minutes after marpas, that is the period in which X meridian can be used. If the body has gone outside that period, the time has moved outside that period, the X meridian method cannot be used in that case. What should be used in that case? The choice is intercept method. So if the body has gone out of this limit, then we can use the intercept method. Now, how to find the X meridian limit? For finding the X meridian limit, we have the X meridian tables. They are there in the Norris tables. Let me show the tables to you. You can see the X meridian table 1 on the slide now. There are total 4 X meridian tables: table 1, table 2, table 3, and table 4. In the olden days, when we did not have the calculators, then all these 4 tables were used to work out a X meridian site. But nowadays, the calculations are done with scientific calculators. So we do not require table number 2 and 3. Their purpose is solved using a calculator, but we require table number 1 and table number 4 to obtain the X meridian limit. So let us see now, how do we obtain the X meridian limit for a particular body? Now, if you see in this X meridian table number 1, you can see on the horizontal axis we have the declination. This is the declination of the celestial body whose site is being taken. And on the vertical axis, you have the latitude. This is the latitude of the observer. So this table is entered using the latitude of the observer and the declination of the body. Now let's assume that the declination was 40 degrees and the latitude was 10 degrees. So 10 degrees latitude and 40 degrees declination, the table gives us a value of 2.96. This is also known as factor A. You can see it here. It is mentioned as factor A. So we have obtained the factor A from X meridian table 1. In this particular example, we have taken 40 degree declination and 10 degrees latitude, and it comes to be 2.96. After obtaining this factor A, we enter into table number 4. You see the table number 4 on the slide now. This is X meridian table 4. So in this table 4, we enter with the factor A, which we got from X meridian table 1. So you can see this table gives the limits for using the X meridian tables. The limit is in minutes of time before or after meridian passage. So you can see the factor A mentioned in this column, starting with 30, 25, 20, 15, so on, and going up to 0.7 in the last column. And with this factor, you have the maximum interval given in minutes of time. So let's try to find out the limit for our example. We had the factor A as 2.96. So you see it starts with 30, 15, 10, 7. Go in the next column. 6, 5, 4, 3.53, 2.8. Now the value which we have nearest to our value was 2.96. The nearest one which we have here is 3.0. So 3.0 gives us a limit of 32. This basically means 32 minutes before or after meridian passage. So it tells us that 32 minutes before Marpas and 32 minutes after Marpas is the time period in which the Marpas method, the X meridian method can be used. So if our Marpas was at 1200 hours, 32 minutes before, that's 11:28 and up to 12:32. From 11:28 to 12:32, the meridian passage, the X meridian method can be used for obtaining a position line. If the time has gone outside this window, let us see, it is 12:33 now. So it has gone outside the X meridian limit. This is known as X meridian limit, in short also known as EML. If the body or time has gone outside the X meridian limit, then this method is not recommended. This method will give us substantial errors. It is not recommended, and we should not be using this method then. In this case, we should be using, if the body has gone outside the X meridian limit, we should be using the intercept method instead. So this is how we determine what is the X meridian limit for a particular body and for a particular observer.
So any doubts beta in
Sir?
this? बोलो बेटा.
सर ये जो अपना टेबल 1 था उसमें ऊपर एक हेडिंग मेंशन थी लैटिट्यूड एंड डिक्लेरेशन सेम नेम.
Yeah, that's right.
अपोजिट अगर हुआ तो सर कुछ अगर ऐसा
उसके अलग पेजेस हैं बेटा. When you see in the table, you have different pages for latent deck same name and latent deck opposite name.
Okay.
Okay. Since the name is not mentioned here, you see declination is just mentioned without any name. Latitude is mentioned without any name. So same name you enter in this page. Opposite name, let us say declination is 40 south and latitude is 10 north. So they become opposite names. So in that case, you enter into the page which shows the opposite name on top.
Okay.
Okay. और बेटा और डाउट्स?
सर गुड इवनिंग सर.
गुड इवनिंग.
सर मेरे एक चीज पूछनी थी. इन द प्लैनेट सिस्टम जो भी क्वेश्चन होता है, जैसे सन के अंदर हमें ईस्ट ऑफ द मेरिडियन या वेस्ट ऑफ द मेरिडियन दिया हुआ होता है.
राइट.
प्लैनेट में दिया हुआ नहीं है किसी भी क्वेश्चन में, सुब्रा में तो है ना. उसमें अप्रोक्सीमेटली जैसे पी की वैल्यू 21 आई फॉर द एग्जांपल लॉन्ग बाय क्रॉन में, या स्टार्स का एग्जांपल ले लें तो पी की वैल्यू या तो हमें जो शुरू में डी आर लॉन्ग दे रखा है उससे देखना पड़ेगा एल एच ए का कि कैसे कितना एल एच ए जा रहा है, ईस्ट में जा रहा है या वेस्ट में जा रहा है. यही मेथड है या कुछ और भी हो सकता है जिससे अपन पता करें, क्योंकि कुछ क्वेश्चंस में डी आर लॉन्ग भी नहीं दिया हुआ होता.
ओके बेटा, कोई क्वेश्चन है ऐसा जिसमें यू आर गेटिंग स्टक? कैन यू शो मी द क्वेश्चन?
सर पेज नंबर फॉर द एग्जांपल 127 सुब्रा की किताब का है.
पेज नंबर 127. ओके, जस्ट गिव मी अ मिनट. So it is planets exercise. Which one, beta? Long by Cron?
Yeah, long by Cron. Everything is done. Only the p value by the formula is coming 45 14.2. But it's
Just a minute. Which is the question number, beta?
so it's an example.
Is the solved example?
Yeah.
Okay, just give me a minute. I'll show it to everyone. Let's discuss it. Give me a minute. 132.
नॉट इन दिस सो स्टार्स की जो एक्सरसाइज की थी उसमें भी यही है कि जो पी की वैल्यू है ना, ये था उसमें सारी वैल्यू 0 से 180 आ गई तो वेस्ट हो गई डायरेक्टली।
बस बेटा 1 मिनट दे दो मुझे, 1 मिनट। Okay, this is here now in your screen. This is the one which you are talking about, beta. This question.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Okay, अब मुझे इसमें डाउट बता दो क्या आ रहा है।
सर इसमें डाउट आ रहा है, जैसे जीएमटी निकाल लिया, सारी वैल्यूज निकाल ली, जैसे ही हम कॉस पी निकालते हैं वैल्यू पे जाके, तो पी की वैल्यू डायरेक्टली फॉर द एग्जांपल इसमें 45 आई है ये।
ओके, ऑल राइट, या पी की वैल्यू ये आई है बेटा 45 14.2।
अब जैसे सन वाले क्वेश्चंस में पता रहता था कि ईस्ट ऑफ द मेरिडियन है या वेस्ट ऑफ द मेरिडियन है, तो 0 से 180 वेस्ट हो जाता था और 180 से तो उससे एलएचए निकल जाता था।
वेरी गुड, यस दैट्स राइट।
इस क्वेश्चन में आपको क्वेश्चन में कुछ नहीं दिया हुआ, जस्ट इसमें भी और स्टार्स वाले केस में भी, मैंने स्टार्स के भी किए थे, तो इनमें कुछ
तो
दिया हुआ नहीं है।
चल रहा है कि
हमें पता नहीं चलता है, या तो इसमें जैसे इसके मैंने 5 क्वेश्चन देखे तो इसमें तो सब में लॉन्ग दे रखा है, तो आप उसको रेफरेंस लेके जैसे जीएचए और वो कैलकुलेट करके वैसे देख लो कि कितना जा रहा है, तो उस हिसाब से निकल जाएगा। पर जैसे उसमें आपको डायरेक्टली पता चलता था सन में कि ईस्ट में है या वेस्ट में है, उसको देख के ही, मतलब पी की वैल्यू, और जब अपन शुरू में क्वेश्चन पढ़ते थे ईस्ट ऑफ द मेरिडियन या वैसे, तो इसमें कैसे पता चलेगा, ये पूछना चाह रहा हूँ।
ओके बेटा, अब डाउट हमें ये आ रहा है कि 45 डिग्रीज हमारी पी की वैल्यू है, वेदर द LHA be 45 और द LHA will be 315, ये डाउट है बेसिकली।
या दैट्स करेक्ट।
ओके, तो इस केस में बेटा हमें ना क्या करना पड़ेगा, जो हमारा DR लॉन्जिट्यूड है 6618 वेस्ट,
हाँ,
इस DR लॉन्जिट्यूड को जो GHA हमने निकाला है,
फिर वो तो ये तो हो गया, ये तो मेरे समझ में आ गया इस क्वेश्चन में, तो हाँ ये इसी से करना है, बस एक सिंगल
करना है, इसी से करना है।
अच्छा ठीक है।
सन के केस में ये आसान इसलिए हो जाता है क्योंकि जो AM PM वो देते हैं उससे हमें पता चल जाता है कि सन हमारे ईस्ट में है या वेस्ट में।
हाँ,
नाउ द गुड थिंग इज कि हमारी जो टाइम कीपिंग है वो भी सन के हिसाब से चलती है। सो जब उन्होंने हमें AM PM दिया, इमीडिएटली पता चल गया कि सन ईस्ट में है या वेस्ट में। बट स्टार्स या प्लेनेट का हमारी टाइम कीपिंग से कोई लेना देना नहीं है। AM में स्टार ईस्ट में भी हो सकता है, स्टार वेस्ट में भी हो सकता है। सो दैट इज़ वाई यहाँ पे हमें अप्रॉक्स LHA निकालना होगा, जैसा मैंने आपको वर्किंग में बताया था।
ठीक है।
यूजिंग द GHA एंड द DR लॉन्जिट्यूड यू कैलकुलेट द अप्रॉक्स LHA। अप्रॉक्स LHA अगर 180 से छोटा है तो आपको पता चल गया P विल बी इक्वल टू LHA। अप्रॉक्स LHA अगर 180 से बड़ा है तो आपको पता चल गया LHA विल बी 360 माइनस P।
और सर मतलब इसका मतलब ये हुआ ना, स्टार मून और इन तीनों में कभी भी DR लॉन्ग हमेशा दिया हुआ होगा, कोई भी केस हो जाए।
कोई और इंडिकेशन भी दी जा सकती है इंस्टेड ऑफ DR लॉन्जिट्यूड।
हाँ मतलब कुछ ना कुछ होगा जिससे पता चलेगा ये चीज, क्योंकि ठीक है।
Some hint will certainly be given to you to find out whether the body is east of you or west of you.
ठीक है सर, ठीक है।
ओके
ओके सर।
ओके, और बताओ बेटा।
सर एक और था, जैसे जब ये क्वेश्चन करते हैं ना पोलरिस का, जिसमें dr lat नहीं दिया हुआ होता, जब अपन को a2 की वैल्यू उठानी होती है लास्ट वाली, जिसमें अपन 2 एल्टीट्यूड ले लेते हैं डायरेक्टली, पर
कल करेंगे पोलारिस।
ठीक है सर, कल मैं तो उसे पूछना चाह रहा था 2 एल्टीट्यूड उठा क्यों लेते हैं, बस ये पूछना चाह रहा था कल।
मैं बताता हूँ बेटा, लेट्स डू इट टुमारो, बाकी लोगों को भी पता चल जाएगा ना।
ठीक है सर।
ओके, so tomorrow we will do Polaris, then I'll explain to you why this is done. Okay, और बेटा और डाउट्स?
सर ये आगे वाले टॉपिक कराओगे ना, ये वाले कंप्यूटेशन ऑफ एल्टीट्यूड और वो जो बैक वाला निकालना होता है?
You are talking of back angle and computation of altitudes.
हाँ दैट्स करेक्ट, वो जिसमें पीछे निकालना होता है वो वाला, वो
करेंगे बेटा, but as they come in our scheme of things, we will do them.
ठीक है सर।
Okay, so if things are okay up to here, then you can now practice the X meridian questions. Tomorrow I will do the Polestar or Polaris method with you, and with that method we will finish our side solving, and you can practice the side solving questions over the weekend, and Monday we will be going into plotting, so staggered and simultaneous observations. That is what we will start from Monday. So that's all for this session, beta. See you in the next session tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.